We've got other nonprofit leftist organizations influencing the Wisconsin elections during the presidential election. They are SEER, which I've already discussed. I think I'm the only one who calls it SEER, but Center for Election Innovation and Research, and the Electronic Registration Information Center, ERIC, which we've touched upon. Why is this significant? Why is their deep involvement in Wisconsin elections significant? They're private organizations that are responsible, in ERIC's case, are being paid for by the people of this state. Their job is to provide the accurate information necessary for WEC and the clerks to maintain accurate voter rolls. That's what we pay them for, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But yet, even in, as all of you know on this committee, even in response to the letter from the committee asking Ms. Wolf for information that happens to be that belongs to the people of this state, ERIC denies it. Ms. Wolf says, no, I can't. I'd like to provide it. Gee, I want to be cooperative, but I don't want to talk with you. And the law says I can't. And oh, by the way, I have this contract with ERIC, which says that you, Madam Chair, and no member of your committee may have this information. That is not a publicly accountable organization, even though they are critically involved in public elections. Partisan groups, partisan people coming in and pretending to be for transparency, for accurate voter rolls. Let's take a look at Electronic Registration Information Center. ERIC says its goal is cleaning up voter rolls. I think the upshot of this is that the records show that as a result of all of their work of cleaning up the voter rolls, something like 2 voters have been excluded from a voter list as opposed to deactivated, which is a confusing methodology, not promoted, not designed, and not in fact to promote transparency. This gets back to my second recommendation, which is to make this voter, don't pay ERIC to keep it secret from this committee. Don't pay ERIC to keep it secret from the people who've already paid for it. Don't pay ERIC to keep it secret at all. Just make it available to the public. We own it. It should be out there for everyone, not behind the locked doors of the cash register of ERIC. And they won't even sell that to you. Yeah. I think that one of the reforms that we should make, Ms. Wolf should be removed as from WEC for cause. She has not been serving the way that she should be serving. She has not been cooperative. She has not been administering these elections in a fair, transparent, and accountable way. The reasons include the illegal ballot drop boxes, which we go into in great detail in our report, stating that she had no authority to review complaints about the fundamental processes and procedures of the administration of Wisconsin elections. That does not make any sense. Dismantle WEC, have our voter rolls be accurate. Not the way that Gab under Kevin Kennedy did it for many years, and that his former employee Megan Wolf has kept it. And I know the voter data system, they're gonna say, people talk about it as one list, it's not really one list, it's multiple lists. Yeah, it's multiple lists because that's the way you, Kevin Kennedy, designed it and implemented it, and that's the way ERIC wants it to be, and that's the way Megan Wolf and the people in control, the bureaucrats at WEC, want it. They want it to be confusing, they want it to be opaque, they do not want it to be transparent. Make it accurate. No dead people. Let's start with that. Let's remove the dead people from our polls. And I know Kennedy and Mr. Kennedy and Ms. Wolf will say, oh, but they're deactive. Yeah, they're deactive, all right. They're dead. Take them off our voter roll. Make our voter roll accurate in the way the average person, the reasonable person, not the reasonable WEC bureaucrat, but the way the reasonable person understands accurate. People who are alive, people who live at the place that they say they lived at. And then let's make it so that when people vote, anyone in this room, anyone in their house or apartment or whatever, can go and compare the two lists of who was eligible to vote with who in fact voted. These are not revolutionary ideas. These are not wild suggestions. This seems to me, I've only been at this for about 6 months and I came up with it. If I can, anybody can. Let's make them accurate. Let's make them public, right? If you're for honest and transparent and accountable elections, I don't know how you could disagree with that. We are getting a lot of pushback from the manufacturers of these voting machines. A lot of pushback. And they have a lot of money to push back with and a lot of lawyers. I've got 4, 5. Let's make it so that if you are going to participate in Wisconsin elections by providing the physical machines by which those elections, those ballots are counted and the totals are reported, that when the legislature, which uses the public's money to pay you, when that legislature has questions, I don't think it's too crazy to expect that these people will come and answer those questions. But right now, they are refusing. They're refusing to even talk. Now, a lot of people have criticized me for a lot of things. But one of the things that they've criticized for me is, well, they want to talk with you, but they just don't want to talk to you in private depositions. Okay. All of the people who've contacted me through their lawyers to say that, they want me to come up with a plan or proposal. I'm not willing. Part of my job, my office is called the Office of Special Counsel, but part of my job is to be legal counsel for the Assembly and to assist this committee according to the terms of my contract. I have not surrendered that because I do not believe it is within my authority, and I do not believe it is consistent with the best interests of the legislature for me to unilaterally give up what I view, and so far what I have heard from the Assembly, their view, which is if the legislature, there's very solid state Supreme Court cases, Falvey, going back to Justice Goes in 1856, that's for the legislature to decide. And if they are sincere, why not put a proposal forward to me so I can take it back to you, my employers, and say, is this okay? Rather, I'm supposed to unilaterally. That's their vision over at Josh Call's Department of Justice. That's the vision of the Assistant Attorney Generals, that I'm supposed to just keep unilaterally giving up authority on the part of the legislature, and then they'll decide whether they choose to recognize it. They may have some temporary victory in the Dane County courts. I expect that. But I believe ultimately the full power of the constitutional obligation and duty of this legislature to conduct oversight in the manner that it deems fit and most likely to get to the truth will be vindicated. And I see from the expression on everybody's faces that we should be done. And I have 3 slides, and none of them are that important. So I will leave that to the websites. I could go on all day, but I think I'm a vote of 1 on that question. Madam Chair, I know the hour is late. I'll end with this. Mr. Lancaster, thank you. People are going to ask, a lot of people are going to ask, well, what's next? What's next? I think it was about 10 days ago that Speaker Vos, and again in private conversation with me yesterday, and at other times, Speaker Vos has indicated his full support for this investigation to continue. In fact, on the Jay Weber show about 10 days ago, he said that once this report that I've delivered today is received, it marks just the beginning of the investigation. And I think he's right. I make myself available to questions at the scheduling of the